Hi, hello, and good morning. Yeah, I'm Mr. Vishwanathan. I'm the Honorable Secretary for Persatuan Pencipta Teknologi Hijau Malaysia. We call it as Malaysian Green Technology Society. We have our council, right? It's Malaysian Green Technology Council. So we are a part of it, and we're working under under them as Malaysian Green Technology and Society, right? So most of you are well aware of what is green technology, right? So I don't think that we have to go and explain about what is green and everything, right? So basically it's about plants, how you're going to nurture them, and how you're going to eliminate the wastage, how you want to successfully maintain the ecosystem of world and everything. I believe that all of you know about it, right? Right. So let's go to the first. Okay. So in this webinar, we're going to come up with these 5 chapters. First one will be the introduction. The second will be brief explanation of what is it the Green ICT is all about. And then we'll have our details, and then we'll have our benefits. And then the last, we're going to come up with some conclusions. And there is another one chapter that is called as Q&A, whereby the Q&A, we will be giving you the questions. Hold on, let me end it all right. So you're going to answer all the questions, and these questions will be actually pasted in your YouTube as well. So, I mean, in our YouTube. So what you have to do is kindly go and register yourself, or sorry, subscribe yourself, because there's a lot of green technology videos there, and it will be updated every now and then. It will be very beneficial for you, because certainly you guys are all from university background, I mean, Polytechnic background, and you'll be going to university, and in university you'll be having a lot of projects. And even currently Polytechnic have called us because you're going to focus on your year-end project, right? So on this year-end project, we believe that if you can go on a Go Green way of doing the innovations, very good and very beneficial for all the organizations out there, right? So let's have an official starting now, because we have 86 participants. Okay. So as an introduction for green technology, can you see me or not? Guys, girls?
Yeah, we can see.
All right, Divya, morning. So from both individual and organizational perspective, the global environmental issues that we face here to stay a foreseeable future, right? So this is a very common thing. Why? Because for all the individuals and organizational perspective, we know that global environmental issue is already there. Okay, thinking of the ecosystem that we have damaged so far, and all the carbon deposits that we have done, and the current issues that we're facing, including the global warming and everything, we have already done all the damages that we have to do, right? Thanks to all of you, and all of myself and all of us. Okay, we have done all the damages. And whatever issue is that, the consumption of the energy derived from traditional fossil fuels, right? The cars, okay, and then when we do all the generations using fossil fuels like diesels, okay, these are very, very major concern, right? So in information technology circles, that ICT is possible approximately 2% of the worldwide carbon emissions, right? So we are actually taking the 2% of the total damage that is done for the ecosystem, right? You know, after the aviation industry, we are the next. Understood? Okay. What is green technology is all about? Green technology refers to the information technology and system initiative programs that address environmental sustainability, right? So the study of practice and designing, manufacturing, and disposing of computers, servers. Okay, you guys have your computers and servers, right? You have your monitors, you have printers, storage devices, networking, communication systems. Okay, how you guys dispose it? Anyone can answer me that or not? Students? Normally what you do? You have a computer at home, computer is old, what do you do normally? Students,
Recycle.
how you recycle it?
E-waste disposal.
E-disposal. If you talk about e-disposal, means you're on a correct track, right? E-waste disposal system is the best way to actually dispose computer parts, right? But some just throw them away in the dustbins, right? So what happens is when these e-waste products are being sent to dump areas, it is actually incinerated. When it is incinerated, that means they burn all the dust, right? Dumps, right? So what happens? It emits a very dangerous what do you call it? Emission gases to the earth. So what happens is indirectly we are actually spoiling the ecosystem. Okay, and from there all the bad gases are eliminated and disseminated, and it is actually very bad for the earth. Okay, so from the actual point of green ICT, okay, we can split it to 4 sessions. The first session will be the manufacturing and the production of the computer resource. Okay, how we can effectively do the manufacturing or production of the computer resource. Okay, you know, right? All these computers are coming up with their IC chips and everything. It's all coming up from the silica compounds, right? And then the usage of the computer resource management. Okay, and then you have the design of computer system resources, and then you have the disposal of computer resource and e-waste. So these are the 4 main pillars for any ICTs. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. So basic. Hold on. All right. Anwar Mustafa Roshni. Welcome. Huh? Okay. Based on the current statistics, the power consumption in IT is 2%. Okay. 54 of the total import petroleum causing environmental degradation for the foreign exchange drain. Yep. So the obsolete in ICT e-waste, obsolescence. So we can say that from the total 100% of the total wastage being done, okay, we are actually taking the 2% of it, as I said before. So the study and the practice of designing, manufacturing, and using and disposing of computers, servers, associating subsystems such as monitors, printers, storage devices, networking, communication systems effectively and efficiently. I have wrongly written there, with minimal or non-impact to the environment. So this is what actually green ICT is all about. How you're going to dispose it in a corrective manner, all right? And then how you're going to use it in a way that it doesn't damage the environment. And then how we can maintain the energy sources in a most prominent manner, all right? So all of us, we start up, okay, let's say that we go to the class, we open up the computer, and then we go out. Normally, we don't close the computer, but you put it to screensaver. We think that, oh, screensaver, it can save energy. Actually, it is not. Okay, you're actually depositing a very huge number of energy by just owning your PC, right? Even though it's a very small current, operation current, right? But you're actually damaging the environment by harnessing wasted energy, electrical energy, right? So, okay, this is the same actually. Okay, the main important thing is, you see, ICT, it falls into 2 broad categories. those intended to deal with global warming by either reducing the greenhouse gas emission or in alternative, it is potential harmful effects on the planet. Okay, this is the major two broad categories. Okay, how many of you have read this before? Have come up with this before? Students, anyone have heard about this or not?
No, sir.
No, okay. Please be interactive because we're just waiting. All right. And those technologies associated with establishing economical or sustainable growth, which includes recycling, resource reduction, and many aspects of the biosciences. Okay, so these are the two broad categories where ICT falls into. Okay, so when you talk about green ICT, either they want to reduce the damage to the environment or how they're going to make the money. All right, do you understand this or not? This is the very, very basic explanation for it. All right. So coming to our next slide. So in 1950s, okay, we had a very huge demand for ICT, right? That is the time where we had a lot of computers. Okay, people have started to buy computers almost everywhere, right? Everyone started to invest into computers, computings. Okay, what is computer? Okay, there is a need, there is an urgent requirement for it. People needed computer to do their everyday business. Okay, when it started to 2000 and 2007, the evolution of mobile, right? We have our mobile evolution here. Okay, after 2007 and the upcoming years to come, right? So we will say that there will be a structural change in economy. Okay, the higher prices of PC, the ICT systems will go down. The standards will maintained, but the efficiency will be improved. Why? Because currently we have reduced our dependency on ICT systems. Why? Because we have our own laptops, which we can carry in our hand almost every day, right? We have our mobile in our hand. Okay, that is one big ICT breakthrough that we have done for the past years. Why? Because by running one CRT monitor and one LCD monitor and running one mobile TFT screen, which is the most cost-effective manner, cost-effective solution for green ICT. Anyone can answer me, please? Okay, basically, you know, right? What is a CRT? If you don't aware of it, then I believe that you're not doing ICT class, right? Okay, I mean the CRT stands for cathode ray tube monitors. Okay, I'm from ICT background as well. Right. So what happens is we have the old type of monitors, very big type monitors, very big TVs and very big monitors, right? So what happens is it emits a lot of unwasted energies. One is the heat source, another one is the emission from the NM and the electronical equipments alone. So after the LCD revolutions came in, we have actually reduced the CRT. One, space, the second one, heat. The third one is harmful gases. We have reduced that. And then we came up with plasma. Plasma is still heat sensing. Then we come up with a new version of LCDs, which is less heat generated systems. And then we come up with all these mobile systems parallelly. What happens is now we have our mobile systems, which is very, very cost efficient, okay? And very, very reliable, right? So everything that we do normally in our house, our households, our business, our projects, okay, I believe that most of you might even not owning your PCs, but you're talking to me, you're listening to me through your mobile. Why? Because it is so handy and it will be very good. All right. So what we do is, right. So we have a lot of major issues, right? But let us just focus to these finer issues, right? It is well established that tropical countries with poor connectivity, poor availability of energy, poor quality of electricity, but they have greater availability of green resources. They have good solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, biomass, and poor standardizations. But poor standardization is a part of it. But we have everything, but we have poor connectivity. Why? Because we need someone who can really tap to these issues. All right. I believe that you guys, you can come up with certain ideas to tap these major concerns. Okay. How we can reduce the dependency of electricity from the major sources to the solar, the green sources, right? So come up with some classical energies, right? Okay, sorry. This is the classical energy. To try to come up with a source that can be derived from green, right? So this is the energy distribution over the globe, okay? So this is our heat solar energy distribution over the globe, okay? So that you can see that we are sitting exactly in the Catholistiwa, and we are actually the most highest receiving body of solar energy across the globe, right? And then based on the population, we are actually on a 50 million range of people, right? And then based on the energy of the, the wind circulations, we are actually getting the most as well. We are sitting here, all right? So due to impacting environment, what we can do to minimize the damage that is done, right? So we can actually maintain the emissions to air, releases to water, releases to land, use of toxic materials in equipment, use of resources to produce energy emission from the use of products, and the waste byproducts. Okay, all these are actually talking about how we can minimize the damage. Okay, and then you see, green technologies will move the declining use of fossil fuels. Okay, we don't want to use anymore the petroleums. We try to go into solar energy. Okay, and because we are sitting in Malaysia, we have ample of winds. So when we go to sustainable thinking, okay, in a long term, we can produce new jobs, especially for wind turbines. If it is new, we will come up with wind turbine officers. Okay, for ICT, we come up with ICT. For solar energy, we have our solar energy technicians, right? All these will create a new environmental change, right? So okay, this is never mind. It's nothing. Okay. What you can do on your side, okay? We can come up with paperless office, energy audit, reduce. In plain language, Green ICT is working out means how ICT can help save our planet from environmental issues. So Green ICT is not a product. I repeat, Green ICT is not a product. Okay, it is not a one-time effort. Green ICT must be followed every time, right? You must make it as a culture. Okay, it is not a product that we can buy from somewhere and things like that, right? So all these you can actually view in the YouTube, because I'm going to put it to the YouTube. So later you can view these slides. Okay, this is somehow rather you can actually minimize the damage that can be done by using excessive energy efficiency. Yeah. Okay, by using these solar pads. Yeah, all these are readily available in the market. Okay, you can charge your phones using solar pads. Okay, you don't even buy big panels. You can just buy these solar pads. It's very easy, similar to your calculators that you're having at home, right? So you can buy that. Okay, and then how this actually works. Okay, I believe that I don't talk about the solar energy. Okay, right, solar panel, you have the solar regulator, you have the battery storage, and then you have the inverter to change the DC to AC conversion. and that can be used for your mobile and laptop. Okay, imagine that you're having a house, you can try to install this. Be very cheap actually. It's not so expensive, but you can buy on stages like you can buy the first week, you can buy the solar panels, and the next month you can buy the regulator and things like that. But end of the day, for the years to come, you're going to save a lot of energy on that, right? Our vision is to actually to come up with actually from Persatuan Pencinta Teknologi Hijau. Our dream is actually one home, one solar. We are trying to working on it, and most prominently, we are getting very good feedbacks from students, especially from universities and polytechnics like yourself. Okay, we're getting very good innovations from you guys, and thanks to you, we have did a lot of good things to kampung peoples. Okay, so I hope that you also can do your part, come up with your energy, year-end project, and that can be beneficial to the kampung peoples, right? So all these are actually power consumptions. I'm just giving the calculations here. You can later you can go out, right? Okay, all these are the ICT things. Okay, what we can save actually, yeah. So by actually going into green energy savings, we can actually save this much of hours and this much of carbon dioxide emissions, right? So you see, by national side, okay, what government can do, government and state government can create strong ICT policies, all right, to ICT vendors and radically rethink and redesigning ICT policies, which could regularly be revised, right? So government could start green computing ICT certificate courses for all the employees, runners, and make it compulsory. Okay, this is how we can actually eliminate, okay, the damages that is done, and we can come up with new ICT knowledges, right? Awareness actually. So universities and colleges must use renewable energy, such as solar. I mean, we just can't simply talk. Okay, we have to walk the talk, right? Guys, are you with me or not? Okay, so people are talking about solar energy, but how many universities and colleges are really using it? Okay, so you can come up with some innovations that can really do that, right? So government should levy extra charges on those companies or industries which are not following the ICT rules as well as not producing the ICT products. Okay, we must put some levy for them. Okay, and then to eliminate the wastage. Higher educations. Listen, higher education should make it mandatory for institutions to adopt green ICT tools and technology in their institutions, right? So they can, and they can award with scholarships, fellowships. Okay, so that's the thing. If you can come up with innovation, don't need to think about the colleges. We are actually here to take up your ideas. Okay, we can try to commercialize it. Okay, if it is good, okay, we can commercialize it using a good platforms. All right, and then university should come. Okay, this is what they've already done. Thanks to Polytechnic Ungku Omar, we're getting webinars. We are doing for UITM. We are doing for other universities as well. Okay, and use only Energy Star or Energy Certified. How many of you are using ICT equipment with no stars, or 1 star, or 2 star, 3 star? Air condition, you can see a lot of stars, right? But most of us, we go normally to these cheap equipments. But the actual scenario here is how we are actually going to eliminate the wastage by using very, very reliable ICT sources, right? So we have to think about it. And the most prominently, recycling, reusing of think cartridges from other ICT components wherever possible to cause less harm to the environment, and strategies to be continuously planned and monitored by the authorities to the awareness of green ICTs Malaysia. So with this, I will end this webinar. Okay, I hope that all of you have benefited, and I believe that the others who can't access this, I believe that now we are only having 100 packs, right? That means all of you have listened to this webinar. So those who have just joined, no need to worry. Okay, you will have this video uploaded in the YouTube. So kindly view the YouTube. Yeah, I've given you the QR code earlier, right? So that is the link to the YouTube, and kindly subscribe our channel so we will get updated with very, very